Alright, this is gonna be a tutorial for boom skip. So when you start this room, you'll have your characters like this. So you want to start with a jump as Indy, like a double jump, so that way you can punch as Marion. Because if you just punch, this happens and you get stuck with a camera pin. So like you want to jump and then punch, and then you want to probably jump as Marion. That's what I do, and then you're gonna drop out, run this way. Um, what I look for on the dropout timing, it's kind of just feel based for like here-ish. Like there's this in the window, you're like near here. So like we'll do that. Pick a good line, drop out, swap. So now here you're gonna walk this way. I like to line up like here, like in front of this green thing, and then hold right and get a good edge jump. If you're too far down this way, it's harder, and there's some spots that just don't work. Then you're gonna take a line like this. I like to line up on this dot, and then like there's a couple ways you can do this. Like if you're going fast, you kind of just send it, but you can line up like this where it's in the middle of her legs. You can line up like this, like where she's covering it. It doesn't really matter as much where you line up, except for dodging the enemy trigger. So you kind of want to be in the bottom half, but like this trick will work anywhere here. Like let me show the collision real quick, kind of. Like I can do it from here, if you land in the collision, or you can do it from like up here. It just changes the lineup. Like I don't know the lineup there, but like what I mean by it changes the lineup is like up here, you need to be, let me get it from the middle. You need to be less to the right. Like there, I was lined up completely different than I would be down here. So like, um, you can do this if you want, but like it'll change your visual cue for how far over to go. So like, just keep that in mind. But this can work on all these spots. But how I'll line this up is I'll go like here, or like here-ish. So like, let me just do a natural attempt. So I'll go like this. Okay, so this is a good lineup. So I'm gonna jump, and I'm gonna go like, let me try and pause on a good example. So there, so like her back is like kind of past this wooden plank on the whip pad, and you're trying to land on the edge here, and then you're gonna use the boost from the edge to dpad right and jump across. So here, you're gonna land, and then, okay, so you're gonna jump dpad right, and you want to dodge the slopey collision. So you want to land like on the collision, and then after you land, you want to start holding D-pad right and get kind of a late jump. You want to get an edge jump and also get the boost from the edge. So like, here's a good example. Okay, I missed there. So if I don't miss, here's a good example. So there, I adjusted midair because I was too far to the right. So like, let me show one more time. I'm lined up here. Gonna line up my back kind of on that whip pad. This is a little bit field based, but like you'll kind of get it. And then here I'm gonna land and I'm gonna do nothing, but you'll hear me hit the collision. So there, that's the collision, and I didn't hold right, but like if I were to hold D-pad right properly, when you miss like that, you're too far left, generally. So there, I waited to hold D-pad left, and then I'm gonna buffer a jump. Like, okay, that was lined up wrong. Let me line up properly. So there, I was lined up a little bit to the left, so I held D-pad right early, but then you're gonna buffer a jump, like on this thing. And then you're going to run past the enemy trigger, use this as a lineup on when to go this way. So like, I missed the readjust. So here's a good example. There I held right a little bit early, because I was too far to the left, I believe. And then you're going to take this line, push, push. So you can make it from like here, but it's really tight. I like to line up, let me show this visual cue. Here, the edge, like this part of the barrel with here, like I look for that. And so like, once you do that, you want to take this line, and that's not exactly what you do. So like you want to take that line, and I'm looking at like this. To the right of this spot is where you want to land. So like there. So then you're gonna hold down right and then go to upright to be able to hit the trigger fast. So like, let's look at it again. So line up with this dot, get the right lineup, land, get a good edge jump by holding right and then jumping, and then going past this, past the enemy trigger, take this line, push, push, and then you're gonna jump. You're gonna take this line, because there's like collision here you want to dodge. So you're going this way, landing up here, down, right, up, right, and then swap and double jump. If you do this down, right, up, right at the wrong timing, you'll reload the room. So like if I wait too, like go up right too early or something, like, okay, that just works. You'll probably accidentally mess this up at some point, and that's just mostly like, okay, I'm holding down right for too long, but I clearly just can't miss, so let me like intentionally reload. Like here, this is what a reload would look like. Alright, the other thing to keep in mind is the backup for missing. So if I were to miss, let me actually set this up properly. So if I were to miss, well, one thing to keep in mind, when you're doing this and you miss, you have these iframes. So if you're going to reattempt the normal trick, you need to wait for the iframes to go away. So like if I go for this with iframes, let me get a good example. Just take my word for it. If you do this with the iframes, you won't be able to get the jump off. So like, I'll wait like this amount of time, and then I'll go for another attempt. And the other thing you can do to use these iframes, I learned this from Thenzota. You can go to the edge here and then time an A jump to get like kind of a free backup. Just because like if you have these iframes, it'll keep you stuck, and if you can time your A press right and then get it really good at timing your dpad right movement, then you can get like a free backup. You can also just like spam here and gamble, but like sometimes even jumping straight up won't give you the right lineup. Okay, apparently that's a thing. But like, there, I held right too early. I also generally like the bottom right of this for doing this backup. Like, I might be too far right here. No, this was good. And keep in mind, if you walk this way, you'll hit the enemy trigger. The most important part is when you hold D-pad right, like, if you hold it too late or too early, like, if you hold it before you land, you gotta hope you're lined up properly for that. Like, if I do this, boom skip can kind of work, but, like, this is kind of dumb.